a warrior, a very empowering woman who has a powerful message as we go into the Valentine's Day weekend and all year. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only Quinn Yamamoto. Hello, Quinn. How are you, my friend?
Hi.
Welcome aboard.
So
There
happy
she
to be here. Thank you for asking me. Feels like old times, except we're on a different platform. So yeah, I'm so grateful and I love the winging it. Yeah, let's wing it. And Jim, I got you because you texted me on the messenger of all the questions that people have asked. So yeah, I
Oh,
have it.
I do have those too.
Oh, okay. Oh, great. Oh, great. I didn't know if you needed them. Oh
Yes, yeah, don't
no,
worry,
ready to
you're good
go.
to go.
Okay.
Yeah, what I did was is I literally for you kids in the studio audience out there in the virtual studio, I had to write all this stuff out. There we go, waiting for the 480p camera to zoom out there, but that gives you an idea as far as what I'm preparing for. Yeah, I just yeah, so that's. But at any rate, let me put myself down there. There we go. And God, I mean, well, first of all, thank you. So, how are you?
Yeah, it's I'm good. Just like anyone else, we're doing the best that we can. So I
You
just been
made it to HAPS. I am so happy you're here. I
I
am
know
so
I was like, okay, everyone's moving over to Haps. Okay, cool. And then I just Olivia actually helped me a lot because I was like,
yeah,
what's going on? And then I saw her doing like a live all about it. Like it was like 101 Haps. So I was like, okay, I'm interested. And
yep.
the the multi streaming is what got me. And of course
And
the community. Of course
yeah,
the community.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the people in our virtual couch, our virtual studio audience over here to our down here, or depending on where you're looking. Yeah, Olivia's like one of the first people who made the transition from Periscope over here to HAPS. She and Chantal, Euro Maestro, to name a few, and but I mean, you're on a bunch of other platforms too, for crying out loud. I mean, I see you on Facebook Live, I see you on the Gram, I see you all over the place. And God, where do we start with this? So
Where do we
where do we start? God,
I know we haven't like talked and like caught up in a long time, and it's like I
yeah.
almost want to like dive in and like ask about you about your year
Ooh,
so far.
you
Like
try
what's
doing that
been
to me
like
all the time.
doing.
This time I'm the
Because I want
interviewer.
to know. I want to know. Yeah, but you
This
know.
time I get
Mm.
Quinn. Always what happens whenever I was on Quinn used to be with this group called Thunder Crew back in the day, and
Mm.
Periscope. It was kind of we called them scope trains. Perry Girls did them with Joanne Pham. Perry Dudes did it with Kama, and there were a bunch of other like there was music scope trains where people would broadcast from one broadcaster, they'd hand theirs to another broadcaster, and Quinn was one of them with Thunder Crew back in the day. And all I remember is I see this bubbly girl energy in a hotel room going, okay, I want you to, she's doing all this stuff. And then I'm asking her questions. I'm typing in questions. And then she turns it around and Quinn's like throwing it right back at me. No, Jim, what about you? What, what is it? How do you love yourself? You know, what do we do when we get stuck in a rut? What do we do when we start talking to ourselves? And this is
Wow.
what Quinn does. I mean, she cares about everybody. I mean, she loves everyone. She wants to hear everyone's story. And God, Quinn, I mean, that I know. Let's just cut to the chase. Like one of the first questions I threw on that laundry list here, and especially this
Laundry list.
with Valentine's Day, how do we start loving ourselves? When we
Great
sit there and we
question.
talk to ourselves, we
Right?
start
Like what?
analyzing and reanalyzing information. How do we hack that?
Right. So this is something that
How do we?
I cover a lot, right? Because where do you freaking start? So I'll just tell you where it started for me. Um, One, of course, something that people always talk about, awareness, right? So my awareness hit me on the head more and more and more when I started seeing myself repeating the same behaviors, right? And then it gets to a conversation, well, okay, if I'm going to take this self-love journey, what do I need to have set up for me to win? So I remember making a self promise to myself. So for anyone who's watching that's curious about the self love journey and you want to set yourself up like as success, it's not going to be perfect, but at least be mindful of certain things so that you can really stay on the path. is one, let's make a self-promise to ourselves so we can practice keeping that. And for me, it was, okay, I need to become my own best friend. Little backstory, just a quick little timeline, but I'm a recovering codependent, I would like to say, recovering from 2 serious long relationships where I was very, very dependent. And I just saw myself always being that friend, always being that loyal girlfriend to someone. And I was just sick and tired of being so disappointed and heartbroken. So that's why that's my self-promise, that it just like naturally came out. I need to be my own best friend. Let me be the person who I always like need other people where I need them to be for me.
Right.
So start with the self-promise. Start with that. See if you can uphold that. And then now you're gonna be very open to like what's gonna support you even more to keeping that promise. So 1, promise. 2, your environment. Meaning, for me, I remember finding Periscope. At that time, I was like with some entrepreneurial, like really like supportive, a supportive community in the entrepreneurial realm that I was going into. So that helped also. And I told myself I can only afford to be around people who are supportive, that are safe for me to be around, where I feel like I can be myself.
Right.
And so for me, I remember tuning into Periscope, such a new world for me. And I remember listening to Amber Valdez, for any of you who found her on Periscope too, but you're going to start looking for people who are on the journey and are literally speaking to you. Because when you're starting this journey, you're battling with like your mind. And as I was starting to listen to this inner best friend voice more, I need to tune into others too, to really continue to empower that voice and be comforted knowing that I am not the only person taking this really difficult road of like self-love. So the environment needs to be good. Who you're tuning in needs to be, aligned. So I just remember tuning into her every day because she was just saying things that just spoke to me so much. And I remember looking forward to her talks all the time because we're battling with our own negative minds. So we need the positive voices to come in while we're working on having our voices louder in here. So I remember tuning into that a lot, and I turned my room into the biggest reminder and the biggest.
I'll never forget this. I will never forget this. I used to have that old lousy, small mini whiteboard back in the day, and lo and behold, sure enough, I was trumped by Quinn. I had one maybe about 4 by 6 foot maybe. Quinn, what did you do with your wall?
Oh, my wall?
Yeah.
I repainted my wall. Is that what you're talking about?
No, when you used to have the whole whiteboard, just your whole wall.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It is downstairs in the garage. I was gonna move it somewhere. I was gonna move it to my partner's house so we can like use it over there. So for the time being, oh my gosh, I totally thank you for Jim. We've been connected and we've seen each other like the chats and stuff. But I use that, right? So thank you for bringing that up. See, talk about like I made sure my room was like the biggest reminder to stay on the self-love journey. And I remember Amber Valdez, she had this thing called sticky affirmations. So like when you listen to people, they will start referring to tools and you're like, okay, let me actually apply it. And then as you apply it, you start feeling the growth. You're starting to feel like, oh, wow, I'm really like getting into this. Right. And so I had positive affirmations on my wall. And then I started getting into journaling. So to start, self-promise, have your environment, and tune into people that are actually on the journey, because they're going to give you suggestions, and then you're going to get ideas, and you're going to start practicing your self-love. So just like a quick self-love one-on-one, it is a practice. It is a practice, meaning it's something that you show up to and you're practicing some sort of releasing, a releasing way. Like for an example, you're expressing yourself in a journal. You're expressing yourself on video. It could be private. It doesn't have to be for everyone else to see. It could be private video. You can do audio recording. You can do art. You can go exercise.
So just note to the viewers here, journaling means you don't have to sit there and have a notebook and have to sit there and scribble everything down. You can literally go live. You can put something up on social media. You can scribble something down. So it can improvise pretty much in this day and age.
Yes, and you can hit the audio record button, which is something that I've been doing a lot more. For those of you who are like, well, my day is so busy, like it's really hard for me to see myself to carve out some time. I have one big idea. When you get into your car and you're going somewhere where you don't have to think too much about, like for an example, to work, you already know how to get there, or the grocery store, this is when you can literally go to your phone, hit the audio recording, like your voice recording, and then start expressing right then and there. That has been so helpful. So you
Wow.
can start to get the idea that self-love is about expressing and releasing. Expressing and releasing. It is a practice. So that's when, see, you see how like I tuned into that, and then that led me, and it really encouraged me to continue to be my own best friend by choosing to express and going to these healthy outlets. So it is so crucial that you have that in place.
So that would be
And
one of the first steps that you would take beginning a self-love journey. So
mm-hmm.
you write down the good stuff. But what happens if, we our the bad evil demon side of us starts taking over? We start to analyze and reanalyze negative information. How do we overcome that hurdle?
Yes. So this all starts with awareness. Do you know when it's happening? Because if you do, then you can catch it. And if you can catch it, maybe from that awareness, it can lead to another awareness. The awareness of, okay, I am seeing myself, like, hello, negative thoughts. What's going to be the connecting thought that's going to lead you to your self-love practice? Right. So I'm aware that I'm being negative right now and I'm going into a spiral. Oh, I need my self-love. Okay, what is that going to be? Oh, it's going to be this. So, and this is where, if this is so foreign to you and your thoughts are just way too powerful, this is when perhaps you need a coach. Perhaps you need a therapist to be there and to help you guide those thoughts into the healthier thoughts leading into your self-love. Does that
Right.
make sense? So
Yeah.
that is where if you need support or not. See if you can do it on your own, and if it's just too hard, because the self-love journey is, I mean, to address the negative thoughts and then to get yourself to express, only you know how difficult that is. And that is where you perhaps need some sort of support, or find a community where you can tune in, and then you see the positive thoughts and you're like, oh yeah, that's a reminder. I'm doing the best that I can. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit better now. Now I can go into my self-love practice, because it's effort. And if we're feeling really bad, it's really hard to just arrive to the practice, arrive to the journal, arrive to like even hitting the record button to express yourself verbally,
Yeah.
or to go work out, go on a walk, or even meditate. Close your eyes and meditate.
Yeah.
So
So even
so
in this,
yeah.
even in this day and age, with COVID and everything going on, seeing a therapist would be a solution. But I'm saying is that are there therapists available with all this stuff going on and everything? I mean, is there a way where, do they do something where you can are there people available where you can just do like some kind of like a telehealth thing or something, or is that
Yes. So I am not so well versed in the therapy realm,
okay?
but I know that I have been seeing advertisement. What is it? There's one called, I think, BetterHelp. Um, so if anyone needs information on that, I can find it and then send it to you. But that's what I'm seeing now. Like, therapy support is where you can do virtual sessions. I actually know a family member who has a therapist, and they actually get on the phone.
Wow,
So it's
that's
on the
interesting.
phone. You can do FaceTime. Yeah. So that's what I've seen so far. And then with the new app, and I actually tried it a little bit because I was trying to see if I can find a therapist, and I was just curious. And I think it was BetterHelp. Like, they've been like having celebrities go on there and talking about their depression and like advocating for therapy. And I
Yeah,
just clicked on it just to see like how it starts, like how they get you started. Yeah, they
right.
ask a bunch of questions so
Yeah.
they can find the match you with the therapist that's perhaps your match. So I know that there's virtual opportunities available for therapy.
I would
I've
imagine,
seen it.
especially in this
Yeah.
stage, the demand for that type of position would be super high. My concern is with all the money going in towards COVID and getting the rest of the infrastructure of the company.
Mm,
I'm wondering if those jobs are going to be able to, pay enough. You'd think there would be a demand for it, especially with everyone with, anxiety,
yes.
stress and depression and everything, you know what I mean? But man, speaking of which, how do we, I mean, when we go on that self-love journey, how does one overcome that low self-esteem, that self-doubt, or during those times when we just feel like we have no self-worth? How do
You
we
see,
how do we turn that corner?
you got to start. It's all in the self-love practice, because I will describe the kind of the experience that I've gotten from like continuing to go to that. And see, when you start exercising your mind to be aware and then arriving at your self-love practice, something starts to happen called space. You start to create space in this, because you're releasing. The space invites more positive thoughts, and more positive messages for you. And also, you're going to start feeling a glimpse of hope, a glimpse of confidence, a glimpse of like, wow, I am so proud of myself. So I just think of my journey of not feeling worthy, not feeling self-worth. What was the other thing that you talked about? Oh yeah, self-doubt was huge, because I've always did things because somebody else wanted to do it, especially my past partners and my romantic partners in the past. So doing this process, when you arrive to your self-love practice, you're like, wow, I just did that. Just from that experience, doing something that you've never done before, and you're seeing yourself getting it in, that comes with it. You start to feel worthy because you're showing up for yourself. You're proving it to yourself that you are worth it. Like your emotions are worth it. Your emotions matter, and it's worth it for you to express. Like that's why the practice, it just does so much, because you're proving it to yourself in your own eyes. You're your own true witness to what you're actually doing for yourself. Yeah, and I'm telling you, once you get it every single day, I remember doing the journaling, and this is when the gratitude scopes on Periscope started, because from hanging around the positive community, I saw myself at a vision board party, and someone had just decided to share, this is how you start adding positive flow in your life, and there was a whole list of suggestions to try to add in your life, right? And that's a little overwhelming. So, and there's two things that stuck out to me, because I was like, okay, I know I can do that. And it was meditation and practicing gratitude. So I took that with me, and I said, okay, why don't I practice gratitude by actually writing it? Because I used to write, but just not enough. So, and then I started to feel really good. And then when Periscope came around, I was like, okay, I actually think this would be something that I would talk about, because it's a win-win. I'll be able to still practice my self-love, and I'll take it to another level where I'm saying it out loud. So at the time, I was really, and I was really curious about the whole law of attraction, about like, okay, like if I could raise up my energy or my positive vibrations by saying it out loud, let's do it, so I can really feel it. And this is when I started jumping on Periscope. So I would journal to myself, go on Periscope, express it, and then already then and there, right, I'm starting to feel that self-worth. I'm starting to feel that confidence. I'm starting to feel like, oh, wow, I got this. So there's a lot that happens when you get into that practice, and the feelings that you get afterwards. Because that experience is just, it's something that you have created yourself. It wasn't for anybody else. It was for you. And you can see from my journey, it actually opened up community, because I chose Periscope as a tool for me to be able to share, and then invited even more connections. And then I met you, and then here we are. So it's magical what the self-love practice, the self-love lifestyle can do for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just absolutely amazing how, I mean, I can't believe it's about 5 years, for crying out loud, since I've known you now. Half a decade of it was just, so which leads us, because you were in a hotel or something like that, Utah or Wyoming or something, middle of nowhere, and you were seeing a motivational speaker. Do you remember that? Because you're like standing. I'm doing a visual here. You're like, okay,
I remember.
We need to step into our own selves, and you start doing. Oh
my God.
Who were you seeing at that little get together there?
Yes, it was a get together. And so at that time, I was doing what's it called? Direct sales, network marketing. Okay. So as I'm on that journey too, and then also implementing self-love during that time, I was invited to go. It was more of like a training. So I was there for a training with an intimate group. It was kind of like an invite only. So that's why I was there in the middle of nowhere, because a couple that lives there decided to host it at their barn. So it was Wyoming. Yeah,
nice.
that was such a small town, and the airport is like super small, super tiny. There's no taxis there or anything, right? Like you have to call up like the taxi. There's not just like, when the airport, there's a whole bunch of taxis just waiting for people to come out. Oh no, it
nice.
was empty. It was tiny. Oh my gosh. And it was like a museum. You see like a big giant gosh, why are they're not oxes. Oh my god. They're like, I think they're extinct now, but like they're very furry. They have those big horns. Like, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting. But anyways, they had a huge museum of like
buffaloes.
Yeah, buffaloes.
Buffaloes, yes.
Yes, that was in there. But yeah, it was a trip. It was a kind of like a culture shock. Like, oh my god, this is like literally what they call like a small tiny town.
There are a lot of
everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of those roaming around in Sacramento, I would imagine.
No. I haven't seen any lately.
And unlike a Sacramento airport, I think the driveways over there in that part of the country, I think the runways are about the size of your driveway, probably,
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, for just jumping into the broadcast, I'm Jim from the northwest suburbs of Chicago. This is JS Live, the late night talk and variety program we do each and every Thursday night here on HAPS, the network of now. If you have not subscribed to me, give me your hand. Give me your hand. Put your hand out there and subscribe to me, or better yet, sponsor me. We are with the amazing Quinn Yamamoto. We are still waiting for Olivia Ty to jump into the broadcast. She'll be here to do a couple of songs live here in a little bit. I just messaged her and said, where are you? And we had Alexis Can Do earlier cooking some delicious desserts. Quinn, what's your take on those chocolate temptations that you made this evening?
Oh, it looks so good. I mean, I'm more of a carby person than like a sweet eater, but just her beautiful plate just looks so. I mean, I would eat that if that was in front of me. Oh yeah, I would eat it. Yeah, and I love how she made it look so simple. I mean, and her vibes are so vibrant and fun. And I know that we all appreciate that she was able to go on. What was it? She said 11 o'clock her time. So
late at night, and she's usually on like when I'm still unconscious in bed. I'm usually when I wake up, my alarm or my daughter, walks in the room. Daddy, get out of bed. She'll do that, and Alexis is there. She's already cooked like 7-course meals, and she made like 4 for neighbors, and Lord knows what else. But she's just so creative and amazing. But back to you, young lady. We're talking about. You did, yeah. Hey, thank you, Quinn. Nice try. No. What was I going to tell you? You did a broadcast not too long ago where I think it was you and your friend Hallie who was with you, and you guys were talking about. You basically told us to stop being comfortable and get out of your comfort zone. How do we stop ourselves from doing that and to take chances in life?
So this is almost because when I hear that, there's a self-doubt about it. Yeah, Jim. Like we know that we need to get uncomfortable, but then there's like a fear about it. So whatever emotions that's coming up with this fear of getting uncomfortable, or maybe there's a trigger about it. Like you only know like what comes up when you know that you need to do something uncomfortable. Whatever those emotions are, I would like for you to take those emotions and go to your self-love practice, and that will be the thing to release, right? And actually, I just made a video about how to kind of like process this for yourself. Is anyone familiar with T-charts?
We can ask
school. Or you make like a T-chart?
That I do not know. However, what I could do is I could ask our virtual studio audience here. I know we have Dan. My wife's in here. Maureen. Quinn, say to my wife, Maureen Ashley. My wife's even on social media now, besides Facebook. Quinn, aren't you excited?
Oh, okay.
Yes. That's Maureen.
Really?
Maureen Ashley right there. That's my wife.
Maureen. Oh
Yep.
my gosh. Yay. Hi, Maureen.
23 years of wedded bliss, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, absolutely amazing.
Oh my god, that makes me so happy. Oh, Olivia's here. So yeah, T-chart looks like this, but really quickly.
Yeah, there you go.
Can,
right.
Write down what emotions are coming up, make the middle about where that's coming from,
okay.
And then the third section. Hold on, let me just do this real quick before we leave. This is a tool homework for everybody. Okay, you see this? You see this T-chart? It's a double T-chart.
Double T.
Okay. Double T. On the very left, you're going to write down what emotions are coming up.
Okay.
The middle is about where is this coming from. And then the last one is what are you learning from this? So you don't. Okay. This part makes you feel more empowered over your emotions that's coming up from like getting uncomfortable, because there's something there that's blocking you from just, you know what, this is uncomfortable, but I'm just going to do it anyway. You see? So like there's something there. So we need to address whatever that's in the middle there that's preventing you. Is it fear? Is it, what is it? What is it? We need to express it and address where it's coming from, and then end it with like, this is the lesson. This is why I'm grateful for it. And then, but yes, hit me up if anyone needs support. You can find me. Yes, it's Olivia Ty's turn to give us.
Oh my goodness! Well, God, I don't know where to start, Clint. God, I can't believe I've been saying that. It's like a skipping record. 5 years later, and we're still doing it here on social media. Quinn, please do me a favor. Plug. I mean, I want you to stay on. You don't have to hang up because I want you to hang on for Olivia's performance. She's coming up.
Oh yeah.
Please plug the living daylights out of all the stuff that you do on all social platforms, please.
I will. I will put that in. Wait. Are you saying announcing it now?
Do it right now. Yeah, have at it. Do it. Plug it right now. Facebook Live, Instagram. Have at it. Do it.
Look for Quinn for the Win. Okay, and what I have available is I do have a self-love online course called the 30-Day Journal. Okay, you'll be provided prompts so you can get started. See, so if you're having a hard time to start, you can literally start at the 30-Day Journal that I've created. There's different levels, so there's ongoing growth that you can grow into. There's one-on-one support if you need something more private and more direct, and then there's workshops that I do with Hallie that Jim had mentioned. So you can find all of that on my Linktree, or you just go to my Instagram, go to my Facebook, DM me, just find Quinn for the Win, Facebook, Instagram, and then yes, we can get started.
Wow. There you go. Amazing. Quinn, thank you so much, my friend. Great seeing you. Stick around. Don't move. You can like they used to do on the old TV shows, they used to move you over to the couch, and then we'd have the musical performer jump out.
Yes. Let me get on my couch. Yes.
Yeah, and,
exactly. Here comes Olivia. Yes.
Alexis, unfortunately, she was like, it's like midnight over there. She's like,
yeah, it's late for her. Yeah, she'll watch the replay.
So, Quinn, stick around, and when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we will have a live musical performance. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, from one of the staples of this fine HAPS platform. Don't move. When we return, it will be the amazing, the one and only Olivia Ty. Don't move, kids. We will be right back. Don't move. A minute. You're next, Olivia. We're back. All right. And Quinn hung up. How dare she? I wanted her to stay on and hang out and talk to us, but I guess that's not going to happen. Quinn, hop back on if you want. That way you and Olivia can be together. At any rate, next week here on this magnificent Thursday night, late night talk and variety program here on HAPS, the Network of Now, we are going to have the one and only creator of self-love versus Team Love. Yes, Holistic Deb. Holistic Deb will be joining us next Thursday here on this program. Also, funny man Jay Forsyth will be here, plus musical guest Carrie Long. So please join us next Thursday, 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific, here on HAPS, the Network of Now. Yes, and as you know, we have a multitude of people in here. We had Alexis in here cooking some great Valentine's Day desserts. Of course, before we also had in here that woman right there, the amazing Quinn for the Win, hanging out here, and our musical guest this evening. I just saw her a couple of days ago with Peter and Pablo, with Carrie, who we just mentioned. Plus, we had Jairus Cook, we had on during week 2 of this show, and Piano Man, who will have in 3 or 4 weeks, actually. We have him booked as well, I think. But the most important thing is tonight's musical guest this evening, a singer-songwriter from Southern California. She was on American Idol 15. She hosted, she hosts broadcasts here on HAPS, the Network of Now. She was on Periscope. You can find her on YouTube and other social media platforms. She's just a motivator. She loves her oils and all that kind of good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome the one and only Olivia Ty. Ladies and gentlemen, hello. How are you? What's going on? How are you?
Yay. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I forgot that it's Chinese New Year tomorrow. So we're all here and we're doing Chinese New Year's Eve dinner.
Same.
Woo! It's
Right?
hot.
It's a Thursday night. And then I was like, no, it's not just any Thursday.
It's the year of the ox, right?
Yes. Yeah. Sometimes I'm so American that I forget that I'm actually
I completely forgot too. I was like, wait a second. And I'm like, wow. Well, thank you. I don't want to keep you too long. I know you've probably got a studio audience over there at your place and everything. What's for dinner, or did you already eat dinner?
So this year is the first year that we don't have my grandmother with us. So I have kind of taken her place in making the dishes that she used to make and all the traditional things. Plenty of red envelopes floating around and just a lot of good stuff, but obviously not as big of a celebration as we normally would have because all kinds of things.
Understandable. And like I said, my heartfelt condolences to you and your family. That's I'm so sorry about the loss and everything, but something tells me she's going to be up here and in here, and nobody can take that away from you. But we want you to do a couple of songs for us tonight. If you can't, are you able to do that this evening?
I should be able to. I'm like, maybe I can just.
Or you can do a
Oh, yeah.
Is that easier for you?
Yeah, I should be able to play something. Just
okay, that's cool. And Quinn's in here too. Let me see if I can get her in here really quick. Let's do that. Let's get Quinn in here. I don't know if you recognize Quinn. I don't know. Say hi to Quinn. Whoops, hold on here. We're gonna make this work here. Here we go, kids. Don't get dizzy.
I forget you can do this.
Don't get dizzy here.
This
is not gonna hurt. This is gonna be painless. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. There we go.
Painless. Look at that is so so cool. I just see this like a flyer.
I love when I'm gonna go and get that 30-day journal. I'm not sure that I have time to do this, but I want to support you, and I know that it's very, very exciting, and I know somebody that kind of needs that right now. So I'm gonna grab that from you and pass it along.
Yeah, and it's your own pace. I just want to say it's at your own pace. There's no rush to finish it in 30 days. It's just called the 30-day journal because there's 30 journal prompts. But much love to you. Aren't you? We're sisters from another planet, so.
We so look alike. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. I was like, whenever I've done collaborations with Quinn, I'm like, people are gonna think we're sisters again.
Yes, but guess what? I chopped off my hair, so you can tell more. I chopped off my hair a little bit, so it's not as long.
Oh yeah, see,
I know that was.
Both have Vietnamese last names. It's really funny. I'm just like, okay, cool.
Well, that was the thing I was just kind of like casually going through my news feed, and I've known Quinn for forever, and
Wow.
then I was on your Olivia. I talked to you. I mean, I would see you on Joanne Pham's broadcasts or Rice and Spam back at like at 2 a.m.
Old school.
Yeah. And I would see you and I'm like, hey, Olivia, that was about it. And I would watch some of your music scopes and everything back on the Periscope days and everything like that. And just out of curiosity, as a kid, what was the first musical instrument you ever played in your life? What's the first instrument you remember playing?
Well, technically it would be voice, but like an instrument would be piano.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that still your favorite instrument to play? Or I mean, you do the guitar, you have the keyboard, you've got the violin. What's your favorite?
It still has to be voice, just because I think that's like one of the most complex, yet it's not even considered an instrument sometimes. So I'm like, okay, cool. I still consider that the main instrument. That's the one that I kind of went to school for and everything. So I'm like, yeah, voice it is.
If you're just jumping onto the broadcast, welcome aboard here to JS Live. We do this each and every single, I swear to goodness, each and every Thursday night here at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific on HAPS, the network of now. And let me ask you this other question. So you're on American Idol, obviously, and everything. Season 15. Who are the judges that year? Do you remember? Or I don't remember. Who are the judges that year on season 15?
I can probably recall every single moment of that experience. So Keith Urban, Jennifer Lopez, and Harry Connick Jr.
Oh, wow. Hello. Nice. Did you just get to meet them in person, or was it just they kind of kept them away from you until you went out there? How did that all work out?
I mean, we get to meet them in person, but I think I think they really practiced social distancing quite seriously even back then. So
Okay.
Ryan Seacrest too, like you don't really see them until cameras are rolling.
Okay. Yeah. So basically they kept you in the green room, or they kept you secluded away from everything pretty much, and under those circumstances then.
Oh yeah. And then like that show, I guess every reality show is like 90% reality show following you around and like your story, and 10%
Right.
Oh, that's how I'm in the family's house with you.
Oh, there we go.
Yep,
Now,
there we go. I don't know. Wallet, Charlotte.
No, I'm not. We're looking for someone else's wallet.
I haven't seen someone else's wallet.
Well, you said I don't see
it's like
yours.
a Apple One commercial. No.
Oh.
What else is inside your wallet? Oh, sorry, that was bad. Well, it sounds like, well, did you want to sing a cappella? Did you want to, how did you want to go about the whole routine here?
Into these piano instrumentals these days, so I was like, oh, that's a perfect opportunity for me to use them. So let's do one of those.
Sure.
And then we can go from there. I think that might work.
That'd be awesome. Love that. That would be sweet. Excellent. So let's see. I'm a computer technic. Quinn just said, Quinn's comment, I'm still here, just need to help clean.
Oh, yeah, see?
Well, there we go. It's a family affair. No, we're not going to let Jim sing here. By the way, that was a fun broadcast that you guys did with Peter and with Pablo and everybody, Carrie and Piano Man and Jairus Cook and everyone. What's it? I mean, you've been on HAPS longer than I have. This is my second month. I was on Scope for 5 years. Tell our audience, as far as like if you're like an aspiring musician or a musician like yourself, how has HAPS helped you, here as far as the community compared to like the old Scope days?
I feel like this is night and day. I mean, this is a completely different animal, and I almost feel like Periscope was a stepchild of Twitter, and Twitter just didn't really care too much about about Periscope, you know, and
for a while. Yeah, they just were like abandoned.
yeah, and when it first launched, it was huge, right? And
Mhm.
just such a strong community, even though there was no chat function. There was it was so crazy how
Right.
that, like, it's amazing how the live streaming community works in general, because it's you just get to know people at such a genuine and authentic level that you can't get anywhere else, and it's just a completely different experience. And I think that's kind of the main difference between live streaming and any other type of social media platform medium. But haptic,
Yeah.
there's just so much heart.
Yep.
You can feel it, like
Yeah.
know that, you know, the people are that are behind the app, there's like real human beings there, and they want this to work, and they are trying, and they're like working and
Yeah.
us in every way that they can, and being there for us. And
Absolutely.
yeah, I think that's incredible. I mean,
Love it.
yeah, that's the most incredible thing. And then, of course, us being from the Periscope side, all of us, I think, have been looking for a multi-streaming platform for a while.
And they just added Twitch today, and you're on Twitch too, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's even perked. This is my first broadcast on Twitch today, kids. My last broadcast on Periscope was during the Golden Squirrels, and then here we are, you know, bringing this magic over to Twitch, and everyone's sitting there playing their and then all of a sudden this 55-year-old guy shows up. What the heck is he doing on here? You know, it's like, come on. Anyway, so Olivia, enough of the rhetoric here. Pick a song, any song out of your vast music library. You can do original, a cover, whatever you want. I don't want to put any pressure. This is like, I literally, this is like the antithesis of like all those late night talk shows. This is just something perhaps where we just wing it and scribble a couple of questions down using bad Jim Surin Pica font like that. There's a Midwest education right there, ladies and gentlemen. And pick a song.
Well, sounds good. I'm going to cover really quickly of Sam Smith's "I'm Not the Only One." I don't think I've ever done this version, but it looks fine. It looks like I can probably pull it off. So we're going to try that. Okay.
Wing it. Ladies and gentlemen, here to perform a Sam Smith cover. Here she is, the amazing Olivia Ty.
You and me, we made a vow, for better or for worse. And I can't believe you let me down, but the proof's in the way it hurts. Months on end, I had my doubts, denying every tear. I wish this would be over now, but I know that I still need you here. You say I'm crazy, 'cause you don't think I know what you've done. But when you call me baby, I know I'm not the only one. Ooh, you've been so unavailable. Now sadly I know why. Your heart is unattainable, even though Lord knows you can't mind. You say I'm crazy, 'cause you don't think I know what you've done. But when you call me baby, I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. I know not the only one.
Wow, nicely done, ladies and gentlemen. The incomparable Olivia Ty, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me on.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, that was amazing. My wife Maureen's in here too, and she's like, that is incredible. You know.
Thanks, Maureen.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. God, I was just going to say, I mean, I've been very grateful and blessed to have you on this. We've had Chris Gales was in here moments ago. We've had other great, we had Claire Means in here. We had Jairus Cook in here. We had a plethora of others. And God, to have you I'm just blessed and grateful to be surrounded by this amazing talent. All right, God, this is what happens when you're in a cow town called Chicago. Hey, Alexa, what's the temperature in Chicago?
Negative.
It's 21 degrees Fahrenheit.
Woo!
Tonight, expect a low of 11 degrees.
Yeah. See? 21 right now outside. It's
Gosh.
That's right. It's softball weather here in Chicago. I'm telling you.
Well,
yeah.
I did record like 4 songs out there not last December, but the December before last, and that was it was cool.
So you were here in Chicago.
I was, yeah.
Which venue did you play?
I didn't play. I was there to record. So yeah. So one of my producer friends was living up there. We flew up there and we stayed at like Magnificent Mile, and we checked out that huge Starbucks. It was really fun.
The 5-story one, yeah.
Yeah, and then we ate this burger that had a glazed donut.
Oh, Epic Burger.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you go to RPM Steakhouse? RPM is another really good place also. It's a big steakhouse over in the near west side of the city. But oh my God, what was I going to ask you also? So you're here in Chicago, but I lost my train of thought. Spontaneity 101. Do you got room to do one more song? I'm going to let you go have your evening. You want to do one more really quick? Got time?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. They're like, are you going to celebrate Chinese New Year with us? No, I'm going to do everything. Okay, so let's do another one.
I've added it. We'll do a nice quick one, and then we'll let you kids carry on.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to do let's do what song should I do? I don't know.
You opened for Boys to Men.
I did.
Recall. Do you remember what are the songs that you did when you opened for them?
I did all original songs because that was my set.
Yeah, you could do an original if you want. Do it. Well, like I said, we're flexible. Whatever you want, cover. Whatever's easier.
Kind of want to do a cover.
Have at it. Have at it.
I literally had it open already.
Olivia's in the zone. No, you pick whatever you want. And in the meantime, I'm going to let people know next week we have Team Love creator, Holistic Deb here. Also, Funny Man Jay Forsyth, who is in the room here as well. Plus, musical guest Carrie Long. That will be JS Live here on the wonderful network of now HAPS 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific. Right, Chad?
Love it.
All right.
I have been really into that new song by Olivia Rodriguez too, and I was like, "Wow, that's really cool."
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. I might be able to. I've never sang that one before, but I can always try it. Yeah,
do it. Do it.
The license plate one.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I probably don't know it, but
all right, ladies and gentlemen, here she is. She's going to wing it for us one more time. One final selection from the one and only Olivia Ty, ladies and gentlemen. No pressure. Here you go.
All right, here we go. I've literally never sang this before.
Yeah, here we go.
Got my drive driver's license last week, just like we always talked about. 'Cause you were so excited for me to finally drive up to your house. But today I drove through the suburbs crying 'cause you weren't around. Probably with that blonde girl who always made me down. She's so much older than me. She's everything I'm insecure about. But today I drove through the suburbs. 'Cause how could I ever love someone else? We weren't perfect, but I never felt this way for no one. 'Cause I just can't imagine how you could be so okay now that I'm gone. 'Cause you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me. 'Cause you said forever, now I drive alone past your street. All my friends are tired of hearing how much I miss you, but I kind of feel sorry for them, 'cause they'll never know the way that I do. As the day I drove through the suburbs and pictured I was driving home to you. We weren't perfect, but I never felt this way for no one. And I just can't imagine how you could be so okay now that I'm gone. I guess you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me. 'Cause you said forever, now I drive alone past your street. Red lights. Cause you know I still love you, babe. Sidewalks we crossed. I still hear your voice. Ooh, you know I still love you, babe. Ooh, I know we weren't perfect, but I've never felt this way for no one. And I just can't imagine how you could be so okay now that I'm gone. Guess you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me. 'Cause you said forever, now I drive alone past your street. You said forever, now I drive alone past your street.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Olivia Ty. Awesome, 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 awesome. You kicked serious ass. Yes. Awesome, right there. That was absolutely fantastic.
Thank
Oh
you.
my goodness. I don't know how to thank you for spending your Thursday here with us. Go have some dinner. But before we do that, plug all of your platforms, please. Where can people find you?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, find me here on Haps, obviously. Please do. So make sure you follow me on Haps. And the next coolest place that you'll probably find me hanging out a lot is Instagram. So find me on Instagram. I'm olivia.ty. And then everywhere else I'm Olivia Ty. So I'm on YouTube. I'm everywhere. I'm like on the weirdest platform. Yes. If there's a platform I'm not on, DM me so I can be on it. That's how dedicated I am to all platforms.
That's the key here. Though the best, I mean, I'm still kind of in shock about the whole Twitch thing. I never thought that would ever come to fruition, and here we are. This is absolutely amazing.
I love it.
Bravo to Mark Goldman and to David Newman, Peter, Pablo, and Team Haps. And Olivia, my friend, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Go, happy Chinese New Year.
Chinese New Year.
Yeah. Or how do you do it? Just you go.
All right.
Oh yeah, that's the trademark. Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Olivia. Happy great evening. Happy Chinese New Year to you, my friend. Have a good one. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon. And next week here on the program, kids. Yes, next week on this JS Live Late Night Talk and Variety Spectacular, we will have Holistic Deb joining us. Yes, Holistic Deb, the creator of Team Love. Yes, hard to believe, hard to believe. Yeah. Also, we're going to have Funny Man, Jay Forsyth. Buckle up for that one. He's bringing Barbara with him. And musical guest, Carrie Long. Yes, Carrie Long will be here too. So we'll see you next Thursday right here on Haps, the Network of Now. Thanking our friends, Alexis Can Do, Quinn for the win, and our musical guest, the one and only Olivia Ty. Until next time, this is Jim from the northwest suburbs of Chicago, bidding you a very pleasant good evening, everybody. Thank you.